My name is Jesus Garza, and I'm having my morning coffee. Very nice coffee. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic wherever you're at. It's several days since the election of Donald J. Trump for his second term, and he's now our president of the United States for at least 4 years, or unless he deconstructs our government to the point where he can stay in for a little bit longer. You never know. According to Project 2025. I'm not going to talk much about Donald Trump and how I feel about Donald Trump. And, I'm not a big fan. And I think he's not a very nice person. And let's just stop there. I can go on forever saying negative things about Donald J. Trump. In this video, I'm going to talk bad about Democrats and what they did to create this person who's now our 47th president of los Estados Unidos, the 47th president of the United States of America. So let's start off with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, a lot of people, know him for coming straight out of Arkansas as the governor and doing a lot of politicking all across the United States and getting elected and getting a hold of the White House and being very personable. He's a very personable guy. You can ask Monica Lewinsky. He's very personable. And, he did a lot of things in government, but he was basically what you call, and this is my term, and a lot of people use this term, he's a corporate Democrat. A corporate Democrat. Meaning he pretty much understands that he's being funded by these people, these corporations. He's going to do their bidding. So that's what he did. Not necessarily what's good for the people, a little bit for the people. So typical of most corporate Democrats, they just make sure all these companies are doing okay. They give them funding and they give them monies and they support them and try not to create too much legislation or sign certain legislation that would limit their propensity to gather and collect more cash for their CEOs, CFOs, COOs, and their board of directors, and for their stockholders. So he's very amenable to creating legislation that works for corporations, not necessarily for people. Democrats, this is the essence of this video, by the way. This is the essence of this video. Democrats used to be the party of the people. Party of the people. And, but slowly, over the last couple decades, that idea of them being the party of the people has dissipated, and they are no longer the party of the people. They're the party of the intelligentsia. They're the party of the liberals. They're not the party of the working folk. And there's a lot of reasons for that. So Clinton was a corporate Democrat. Next one up, Barack Obama, another corporate Democrat. He's probably one of the greatest speakers I've ever heard. On the campaign trail for Kamala Harris, he was absolutely fantastic. He's very personable. He's a great speech giver. But he had an opportunity when there was a full Senate, a full House, and he was president to create a health plan for all the people. But he didn't. He did not. He just lollygagged around. He was, what am I supposed to do? I'm the new president. I don't know what to do. He just created his health insurance, which included this much for the people and that much for the corporation. The corporation still kept their power. All these medical groups still kept their power. They said, thank you very much, Barack Obama. That's why we invested in you and made you the president of los Estados Unidos. So his healthcare program, Obamacare, is good. It's better than nothing, but it could have been, Medicare for all, healthcare for everybody, the working class, especially the working class. It could have been absolutely fantastic for the working class, and they would appreciate it. Again, our roots, the Democratic roots, are for the working class. So why didn't Barack Obama, do the job and make healthcare available to everyone free of charge, single payer program? But he didn't. And that's his legacy. So he has Obamacare. Again, after 2 years, he lost power. Essentially, the House and all these, the Senate pretty much shifted around in the next 6 years of his, he had 2 terms. He was pretty much a lame duck. He did some things. He gave some really nice speeches. Again, he's an excellent orator, has an incredible personality, has a good, he knows how to play basketball, knows how to go fishing. He's a fantastic guy to hang out with. Tells good jokes. He's amazing. He's amazing. But as a politician, he is not the best. He can get elected because he's very personable. It's like voting for the senior, for your senior class president at high school. The guy that gets, or the girl that gets the job is typically the person with the best personality. People like that guy or girl. And Obama is that guy or girl. He's very nice. Everybody likes him. He can go to a Republican gathering and just hang out with those people. And as long as they don't try to, call too many names, he can ingratiate himself to a certain degree, okay? So Barack Obama, Barry Obama, didn't do a very good job as president. He fumbled on healthcare, and he wasn't very good at getting the folks out there and saying, hey, we got to work with the people and get more people elected in Congress and Senate that represent the working class. No, he comes from the corporate side of the Democratic Party, the corporate side. So next up was Hillary Clinton, the wife of Bill Clinton. He said, she was battling during the primaries against my favorite, Bernie Sanders. I voted for Bernie Sanders in 16 and 20. Bernie Sanders, a true progressive, true person who believed in, serving the working class, the persons that are in the unions, the electricians, the folks that just, have a mom and pop business. He's truly behind them. He was truly behind single payer, health insurance and stuff. He would have made an excellent president. And in all the research at the time said, against Trump, who, in 2016, he would have won. Hillary, there was, Bernie Sanders, and there was Hillary, and there was Trump. But you know how that ended. Hillary didn't go to the Rust Belt. Those deplorables lived down there. She didn't want to go down there. She had a nice little party, just like, Kamala Harris in Philadelphia after everything was over, and hung out with the glitterati, all the celebrities, and had a great time. And celebrities at that event, just like Kamala, celebrities at that event. A lot of celebrities, but the working class was not there. The working class was not there. So she screwed up big time. And then who got in office? What's his name? That guy, what's his name? Donald J. Trump. Yeah, he got it. He was the president. And, during his tenure, he wanted to inject people with, Clorox and, bleach. Hey, that'll make COVID go away. Hey, it's only going to last a few days, COVID, I don't believe in the science. I don't believe in the science. It's a bunch of BS. It's just the Hong Kong flu. That's what it is. And then, Canada had a certain percentage of their population die from COVID. In the United States, it was a larger percentage. 60% more people died as a percentage of the population in the United States of America due to COVID, due to the incompetence, due to the inattention of Donald J. Trump. So 1 million people died from the COVID pandemic during Donald J. Trump's tenure. That 60% extra that people died as a percentage of the population in the United States compared to Canada is about 600,000 people. So 600,000 people. I know some of those people. I have some friends who passed away due to COVID because they follow Trump. They go, I like Trump. He's fantastic. Make jokes, The Corona, I want a Corona. You make it sound like a beer commercial. They would joke as I was teaching my photography classes at the school down the street here. You know, you know, people followed him to their death. Okay, they said we don't need those. Do anything. We don't have to wear masks. Masks are stupid. Those are only for idiots. We don't need to take the pill. I mean, the injection. Well, that's stupid. Donald Trump says it's stupid, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because Donald Trump said so. So on the next time you see Donald Trump, ask him why 600,000 extra people compared to Canada, as a percentage of the population, died under his watch. Why did that happen? He'll blame it on, I don't know. It's Democrats. It's what do you call it? The media. He always complains about the media, the Democrats. He's good at obfuscating. So, so the economy was going up under Barack Obama. He's a corporate Democrat. He's good at giving people a little bit of money and not screwing up things too bad as a Democrat. So the economy's going up, and then it went up a little bit more while, what's his name? What's the guy's name again? Donald J. Trump was in office, and then it plateaued, and then the coronavirus came, bam, it went straight into the toilet, okay? During Barack Obama's tenure, unemployment was low. Inflation was low. People had money in their pocket, but when people forget very quickly, that under Trump things were pretty bad. If it wasn't for the fact that people didn't have to go, commute it, the price of gas went down. He always says the price of gas was down. Yeah, because people didn't have jobs to go to. They closed the jobs so you can work from home. Most people, a lot of people didn't. The laborers had to go still on the roofs, still fix those pipes, still do their jobs, fix the cars. They still had to do their jobs with everybody else. But some folks got to stay home, and the price of gas and certain stuff went down, okay? Cratered. So that was Hillary Clinton. Then, Trump served his 4 years, which were an embarrassment. He cozied up to Viktor Orban in Hungary, Vladimir Putin in Russia, his buddy, Kim Jong-un in in North Korea, and of course the biggest dictator of them all, the president, the chairman of the Communist Party in China. He cozy up to that person. So every dictator he liked. He likes dictators. He likes fascists. He likes authoritarians. Donald J. Trump. It's a fact, okay? So now we have, currently still, we have Joe Biden as president. Joe, hey Joe, he's a very nice guy. I like Joe. He's not the greatest president, but I gave Obama a C. I gave Joe a B. Better job. He did a better job. He actually got legislation passed. His years as a senator, working with other senators and crafting legislation and working with people, did him well as president of the United States. He did a great job. A B job. Not an A job, a B job. So, and I mean it gets a grade B, okay? Now, if you want a B job, you go talk about Bill Clinton. That's another thing. Okay, that's another subject. So Joe Biden did a good job. The problem with Joe Biden is that he didn't age very well in office. He was old when he came in, but by the time 2-3 years passed, he was really old. He was decrepit. He was walking like a little robot. He didn't know what he was doing. He goes, "What room am I in?" He legislated well, but he didn't look good. He didn't talk good. He wasn't all there. And the big problem with the Democratic Party is they covered it up. They covered up that Joe Biden was falling apart and that he was no longer mentally, cognitively, and physically well. The Democratic, let me emphasize the Democrats in power made it sound like he wasn't, they all said, yeah, he's fantastic. Behind closed doors, he's fantastic. But the fact was, he wasn't fantastic. In fact, he was falling apart. He was decrepit. Okay? So, when he campaigned on the trail, tiny bit of campaigning for the primaries for the 2024 election, they propped him up, and, he didn't have much to do. He just said a few words there. And then he, got, renominated by the Democratic Party to become the candidate. But after the first, and we saw that first debate with Trump was still relatively alert, a misogynist, a sexist, a racist, a thief, a liar, and, pathological liar. But, he wasn't, a Sleepy Joe, as he would call him. Sleepy Joe. And he was like, oh, you asked me a question during the debate. What? What's going on here? So what the Democrats were hiding behind closed doors, saying he's fantastic. He's there. He's mentally acute, physically able to do the job for another 4 years. They lied to us. The Democratic Party lied to us. They lied to us, the American people. We didn't have a primary in which we could have had, a dozen candidates go on the campaign trail, maybe get somebody, a lot better than him. Not just have installed Kamala Harris. Let me have a little bit of coffee. So when the Democratic apparatus found out that, he didn't look good, obviously, he was absolute S-H-I-T, with the capital S-H-I-T, exclamation mark. It was crap. They decided, hey, we better, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Pelosi all talk to him and say, hey, why don't you drop out? Just drop out. It took them a while to figure it out. And say, okay, I'll drop out. Okay, we'll have our vice president run. Okay, for president in my place. I'm going to abdicate the throne and give it to, as much as I love power, as much as most politicians, once you get into power, people just love it. They get drunk with power. A lot of politicians out there get drunk with power. Let me give two examples. Of course, Nancy Pelosi from San Francisco. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. I know a lot of these politicians. I know where they live. I was in San Francisco about 6 months ago, sitting on Alta Plaza. I think it's Alta Plaza. And you have a nice view through these mansions of the bay, and you can see across the bay. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Nice shopping area over there in Pacific Heights. Very nice. Very nice. If I could afford to buy one of those 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million homes, I would too. I would buy it because it's a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous area. So that's where she lives. And she's an old lady who has a firm grasp on Democratic Party politics, but she does not want to leave. She should have left about 10 years ago, but no, she wants to stay in power. Corporate Democrat power. She likes going to the cocktail parties. She likes people worshiping her. She likes all that stuff. She likes to say this is that and that's this and that's that. That's that. I have spoken. Nancy Pelosi, I have spoken. Again, corrupt Democratic leadership propped up. Joe Biden. Recently, about 6 months ago or so, one of the senators of California passed away. She was feeble as hell. She was in a wheelchair. She was falling apart. She would not leave office. Who are we talking about? Dianne Feinstein. She didn't do diddly squat as a corporate Democrat from California. She did diddly squat. Zero. She did organize the, I think it's a 2008 party celebrating, Barack Obama's election. She did a great job organizing that party. She got some celebrities up there. She did a great job organizing that party. Beyond that, again, 0 from Dianne Feinstein. Worthless, absolutely worthless. And she died, you know, uber, ultra feeble-minded while in office. These are the Democrats who are in power in los Estados Unidos. So, like I said earlier, you know, Kamala Harris basically said, hey, we're going to put Kamala Harris in office. You know. Hillary Clinton said, and Bill Clinton said, and, Barack Obama said, and Michelle Obama said, Oprah Winfrey said, all these folks said, hey, let's just make the vice president our candidate. You know, obviously, Sleepy Joe, Decrepit Joe, wasn't going to be able to cut it in any way, shape, or form. Trump was up here, and Biden was here, and they go, man, that sucks. We want to get elected. We want to get paid. So Kamala Harris narrowed the gap and then went down again, okay? But she did a lot better than Sleepy Joe, Decrepit Joe, okay? So that's what happened there. The problem I felt with Kamala Harris, who again people said she's liberal, she's a communist, she's a socialist from California. No, she's not. She's a corporate Democrat. She's a corporate Democrat like most Democrats. A true progressive Democrat is Bernie Sanders. You listen to Bernie Sanders and you listen to Kamala Harris, and they're very, very different. I'll be very straightforward. So Kamala Harris made the same mistake that Hillary Clinton did, and didn't hang out with the deplorables, didn't hang out with the working class, didn't go to Arizona and talk to the regular folk, asking folks in these rural areas, not just urban areas, suburban areas, go to the rural areas and ask these people, what can I do to earn your vote? And listen to them say, hey, the price of food is high. The price of rent is high. I can't pay my bills. Gasoline prices are high. I need a job. And a lot of folks didn't vote for her. Who didn't vote for her? Black men didn't vote for her. Latinos didn't vote for her. She lost the Latino vote to Donald J. Trump. You have to work hard not to get the Latino vote in the United States against Donald J. Trump, who said he's going to deport tens of millions of Mexicans back to where they came. The greatest majority of folks that are migrating over the last 5 years are people from South America, other countries. It's not Mexicans, but he's gonna ship them back. And every time all these white people say, ship them back, send these people, these rapists, these murderers from Mexico. They're not from Mexico, by the way. Most of, they're not. Most come from South America. So she didn't do a very good job relating to the working folk. Again, this is the kernel of what I'm talking about. The Democratic Party has not reached out to working class folks in rural America, people that have, low paying jobs, have to pay rent, have issues paying gas, have a small family, or have a small business that's struggling in these communities. In what way did you try to communicate the democratic, principles to them? You didn't do a very good job, obviously, because, seriously, this election proved it that the Democratic Party is in this shape, in this form, in this iteration, is not effective at informing the general public about their programs. Again, Democratic programs are usually better than Republican programs. We live in a capitalist society in which, it's all about money. It's all about maintaining corporations and maintaining 1-2%. They are the ones that fund elections, especially after Citizens United. They're the ones that fund elections. They're the ones who make these politicians possible. So in Texas, of course, the oil and gas industry owns almost every politician here. They're always saying, we got to drill, baby, drill. And that's what Trump says he's going to do now. Drill, baby, drill. Screw the environment. Screw the fact that we have global warming. Screw that, Florida basically almost got wiped off the map. Screw that, the Carolinas got flooded and hundreds of people died, etc., etc. All these problems we're having in los Estados Unidos. Something called global warming. But we're going to be doing, under the Trump administration, drill, baby, drill. So it's going to be interesting. Musk, who is into EVs, and Trump, who's into oil and gas, how they're going to work together. That's going to be interesting, how they work out their differences. So again, in summation, I feel the Democratic Party has to do a better job of reaching out to working class folks. Working class folks in rural America, in small town America. Working class folks in the suburbs. Working class folks in the big cities. Actually talking to them, listening to them, and proposing legislation that positively affects them. Barack Obama had a chance with single payer, and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden had a chance with better, giving them better tax breaks, big tax breaks, saying, hey, all you folks with certain businesses and certain incomes can get certain largesse from the government. But they didn't. They didn't do a very good job. This big bill that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris passed, the infrastructure bill, really helps those corporations. They get a lot of money. Working class folks, not as much. Again, the big corporations get a lot of money. They like that. We're going to get a lot of money to, bring these jobs back to the United States. But first of all, we got to pay our CEOs, give them those $10, $20 million bonuses for getting that legislation passed and making our company, who was doing this good, now that we're going to be doing this good. So what do I recommend learning and moving towards in the future for all Democrats? Listen to Bernie Sanders. He is a true progressive. He should be the model for most Democrats in the future. Again, Bernie Sanders is not a corporate Democrat. He's for the people. He's a social Democrat, which doesn't mean he's a communist, doesn't mean he's a socialist. It just means that he believes in social programs under a democracy, which we should all. We should all want programs that serve the poor folk, the middle class folk, the working class folks, and give a little bit for the rich folks too. Why not? So essentially, we got to tax the rich at a higher rate, got to tax corporations at a higher rate, and give more of that money to those folks that didn't vote for Kamala Harris. So I appreciate your time. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them below. Be nice, be friendly. Say, Jesus Garza, I have this comment or this question. Don't immediately call me an idiot, okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and ring that bell for future notifications. If you if you have an interest in learning more about me, here's my website. It's down in one of these corners, my website. Just check out my website, and there you'll see my bio, my vitae, and a lot of my photographs. Hope you like those photographs. From Fort Worth, Texas. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Several days out from the presidential election. I'm a bit depressed. My wife is a little bit depressed. Hopefully our country doesn't turn totally crazy under the stewardship of Donald J. Trump and his minions, okay? Thanks for watching. Gracias. Adios. Let me get another sip of coffee. Bye-bye.